Tonight's Under the Radar segment comes to us from Port Washington, Wisconsin. High school students there were recently asked to complete a sexual orientation survey. The survey included questions such as, quote, if you have never slept with someone of your same gender, how do you know you wouldn't prefer it? And what do you think caused your heterosexuality? Well, parents there are mad and they're asking, is this an appropriate topic for the classroom? Why are teachers talking to their kids about sex? Here to help us answer that question from Air America Radio, Rachel Maddow. She joins us tonight from New York City. Rachel, welcome.
Hi, Tucker. You do not look a day over 45. Happy birthday.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Thank you, Botox. This is propaganda. I mean, this is the definition of propaganda.
Wow.
And I don't think that's a place in the classroom.
Why do you think these teachers allowed this survey to be distributed? Why do you think the student group distributed this question?
Because I think they have strong beliefs about gay rights, which may or may not be right or morally justified. I'm not even taking a position on that. But they have a point of view, and they're imposing it on the kids, and I think that that's wrong. I think it would be wrong if they impose their point of view on abortion or the death penalty or gun control or any other political or widely disputed social issue, but when it's about sex, it's particularly creepy. If I walked up to a high school student or an underage person and started asking him about his sex life or her sex life, I'd go to jail for that. I don't know why the teachers don't.
This is a social studies class. This is a questionnaire that's aimed to get at basically basic questions of gay rights. Clearly, you would admit that gay rights should be discussed in a social studies class.
I think gay rights as a historical phenomenon, sure.
Well,
but I don't think the teachers should take a position on gay rights. No, I don't.
It's a huge contemporary political issue. Thanks to, you know, Karl Rove and Ken Mellman and people like you getting all fire and brimstone about it. Gay rights is a huge contemporary political and social
Actually, phenomenon. I don't think I've ever gotten fire and brimstone with gay rights. I'm not even against gay rights. I am totally, and I don't do a lot of gay issues on this show, and I don't beat up on gay people on this show, but I do beat up on gay activists who impose their agenda on children, and that's what's happening here.
This is not gay activists imposing an agenda on anybody, and neither was the Easter egg roll with gay people showing up to participate in that either. And you definitely got fire and brimstone about that.
But that's not this issue. Let's get back to this.
Yes,
have you read the questions on the questionnaire?
I have read the questions on the questionnaire, and I have taken questionnaires like this in the past. These things have been around for a very long time.
I know. I've seen them too, and I was offended then. I'm offended now. Have you ever slept with someone of your same gender? How do you know you wouldn't prefer it? I don't know. If a teacher asked my kids who they were sleeping with, suggested maybe they get together with someone of their own gender or someone of a different gender, I think I'd go to school and punch the teacher out because I think that's just so wrong.
Tucker, here's what's going on. You hear something that's about gay rights and you think it's about sex. This is the same argument.
This is about sex. They're saying, who have you slept with? It's about sex.
These things have been around for a long time. You know what this is. You're smarter than what you're saying right now. What you know this is this is a walk a mile in my shoes exercise, right? I, as a gay person, have constantly been asked in totally inappropriate venues, what do you think caused your homosexuality? When did you first decide that you were homosexual?
Okay, but
if you haven't slept with a man, how come you know that you're gay?
You're missing the key distinction here, Rachel.
All the time.
You may be asked those things by people in your life. If you were asked those things by your social studies teacher, I would be the first to jump up and say, hey, Mr. Social Studies teacher, knock it off. It's not your place to ask Rachel Maddow about who she sleeps with, okay?
No.
Because that's the difference. This is a teacher doing this, a teacher pushing his or her agenda on little kids. Knock it off.
On little kids. This is a high school class.
Yeah, they're underage. They can't vote. They can't drink. Most of them can't drive. Yeah, they're kids.
Tucker, this is not a questionnaire that's aimed at getting literally at people's sex lives. This is a questionnaire that's designed to make people realize the kinds of situations that gay people are put into. This is an empathy exercise, basically, and it gets right at, without taking a position on it, it gets right at the brass tacks of what the argument is for gay rights.
But it's pushing, exactly. It's making the argument for gay rights.
It's not making the argument for it. It's
you
designed
just said it was. Woo,
no,
tonight.
Listen to me, Tucker. It's not about trying to make the argument for gay rights. It's about trying to understand the argument for gay rights. The argument for gay rights at basis is, I, as a gay person, know that I'm different. I know I'm not in the majority. I know that I'm in a minority, but I believe the way that I'm different should not deny me the rights of citizenship. It shouldn't make me liable to discrimination and violence.
I think everyone understands pretty much what basically gay rights are. Are they going to make the case against gay rights? Because there is such a case.
Sure.
Okay, but they're not making it in the class because they are pushing gay rights. They're pushing a political agenda on these kids.
Tucker, no, they're not. Just by talking about what the argument is for gay rights doesn't mean that they're taking it.
They're saying said it's an empathy exercise.
Yes, it is. Imagine that you are in this minority. How does that make you feel about the argument that people in this minority still have citizenship rights?
It's an editorial, in other words.
It's not an editorial.
You agree with. You agree with, I may agree with you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No editorials in class.
Listen, if you read Letter from a Birmingham Jail in a civil rights class, are you taking a pro-civil rights position, or
yes,
you
you are. Yes, you are.
Wait. You can't learn about the argument for civil rights without taking that side?
No. We take an explicit pro-civil rights position in American schools because American society, 99% of Americans say out loud, I'm for civil rights. We do not have that same position on gay rights. A lot of people don't support gay rights. Maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't, but they don't. It's a contested social issue. That's why teachers have no place pushing one side of it.
Teachers are not pushing one side of it in this regard. Learning about Tucker, learning about the arguments for gay rights doesn't mean that you are making those arguments, and you're smart enough to know that.
No, as long as they give equal time to the arguments against gay rights, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll be gay bashing next week, right? No, I don't think so, Rachel.
This isn't an argument for gay rights.
Right, okay.
You are hysterical.
I'm not hysterical. Rachel Maddow.
Happy birthday,
Thanks
Tucker.
for coming on, Rachel.
Nice
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
What?